All right. Hello and welcome to the Q&A for Alice Jr. My name is Bears Rebecca Fonte. I'm on the board of directors and I'm the technical director of the festival. And I am super excited to host this Q&A for what I have to admit is my absolute favorite movie in the festival. So I want to welcome to the Q&A Gil Baroni.
Hi, thank you, Bears. Thank you all the aGLIFF Festival to select the movie. We are very honored. It is a great pleasure to us to be here.
Gil is the director of the film, and then we have the writer, Luis Bertazzo.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here, speak to all these people, and
and one of the stars of the festival and possible awardee for Dad of the Year, Emmanuel Rosset.
Hello. Thank you for inviting us. This is wonderful. It's a great pleasure. Thank you.
And our superstar of the film, Anne Celestino.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us to be here. It's a great pleasure for me to be here today.
I just have to say, for the people who are listening in the other room, if you leave your questions over there, I can read them and I will pass them on and bring them to the team here. And also, as you know, this film is from Brazil and English is not the first language of everyone here, but we've been talking for 10 minutes and I think we'll be fine. We maybe will not get into super deep philosophical existential questions of like truth, life, and reality, but you know, I'm not sure that that's necessary for this film. So before we get started, I just have to say how much I appreciated this film as someone who did not have a film like this growing up, and this film would have really meant a lot to me had I been Anne's age when it came out and I could have seen it. So thank you for making the film, and I guess I just want to start with a little bit behind the impetus of the film. Luis, you wrote the film. Can you tell us a little bit about the idea and you know maybe what was the first thing you knew absolutely was going to be in the film, some sort of kernel of a scene?
Okay. When I was wrote this movie, I really want to make one move that it's not about this woman, this girl, a hard theme, or it's about violence and things about that, but a family film and a love film to entertain all the people, all the family, to create this atmosphere about this life, about this girl, but not I don't know. I really want to speak with our translate Emmanuel to a little speech. Emmanuel, help me, please.
Yeah, no, sure. Go ahead.
Eu queria fazer filme que fosse leve para toda a família, para abordar tema que é tão caro para a gente, sobre a transexualidade, estando no Brasil que mais mata mulheres trans, mas eu gostaria de fazer esse filme para que ele chegasse nas pessoas de uma maneira didática e também divertida.
So his objective was to make a family movie, and a movie that would be reached to many people, to show the difficulty of what it's like to be a transgender in Brazil, but also to show the reality of this life, especially here in Brazil. That's for sure.
I mean, I appreciated that it didn't get too dark or too violent or anything like that. And yet, when you are in high school, you know, when you are at that age, things like acceptance of your peers or cyberbullying, those are sort of, that is the violence of the time, and that, you know, that is almost as bad at that age. Can you talk a little bit about those choices and, you know, the decision about what sort of things she would face?
Yes, to me.
Yes, sure.
Yes, for you.
Help me, please.
Sure. A respeito de como que é ser uma menina nessa idade, nesse corpo, nesse momento no Brasil. Por que que você escolheu essa faixa etária, basicamente?
Eu acho que para responder isso melhor seria a Anne, né? Como ela tem a vivência transexual, né? Mas, assim, da minha parte, eu acho que os temas LGBTs, eles são importantes para fortalecer a nossa cultura e a nossa vida no Brasil. A gente precisa falar sobre isso cada vez mais. E eu não via nenhum filme que tivesse essa abordagem sobre esse tema e que conversasse com esse povo que está saindo, que está começando a vida adulta, né? Que está começando a entender, a se entender como ser humano. Então eu queria falar sobre esse tema nessa idade por conta disso.
Okay, so he thinks Anne should answer the question, and but he believes that it's a most important part of age transition, and there was nothing in Brazil that would reflect this moment for these types of for these transgenders of, you know, coming out of puberty, and so that's why he chose that part. But I think Anne should also answer what she feels, what she thinks about this period too.
Anne?
I think it's very necessary movies that talk about the violence in the transgender community, because there is a lot of violence in the transgender community, because there is a lot of transphobic people in Brazil and in the world. And Brazil is the country that most kills transgender people in the world. At the same time, there is the country that most watch transgender porn. So it's a very
contradictory.
How you can say that?
Contradictory
thing. And but at the same time, I think that Alice Jr. is a very necessary movie that talks about delicate things of the transgender community and about the transgender girl that Alice is.
Was there any moment, Anne, of something that happens to Alice that particularly read as authentic to you, that you were like, that you really understood?
As a transgender girl myself, I went to high school as transgender too, like Alice did. So I went to a lot of things that Alice passed through. A lot of things in the movie, Gil and Bertazzo talked with me to understand better the transgender issues to put in the movie. So there is things in the movie that I passed through, like that I been there too. So I can relate to a lot of things that Alice have been through.
Gilles, talk a little bit about what excited you about this script and this story, and what made you want to make this film.
Okay, I will speak in Portuguese first, and then we will translate. Yes! Gostei muito dessa história ser uma história que falava sobre uma adolescente que queria apenas dar o seu primeiro beijo, né? E o fato dela ser trans trazia uma potencialidade para a história, principalmente por ser no Brasil. Então, contar essa história na adolescência de uma menina trans já empoderada, já acolhida pelo pai, para mim foi o que me chamou a atenção. E eu falei para o Bertazzo, quero fazer esse filme porque esse filme precisa ser contado dessa maneira, sabe?
So he was highly interested in this movie because it was something new. It was something that showed really the life of a young transgender, and in a sense, it's a love story of a young girl that wants to give her first kiss. So this is very romantic in a way. It's very, and it's also within this family setting, uh, which is also another nice thing related to the movie. And I'm sure Gilles said some other things, but I'm sorry if my memory does not. Gil, o que mais que você falou que eu não traduzi?
Não, eu gosto dessa questão do acolhimento, dela ser já uma pessoa, uma adolescente já respeitada e apoiada pelo pai. Eu acho que isso é fundamental, principalmente no Brasil, onde a gente não vê de maneira generalizada, né, ao contrário, né? Geralmente as pessoas trans, elas são expulsas de casa. Em Alice, no caso, ela foi acolhida pelo pai, o pai apoia ela em todos os momentos. Então, isso é uma das coisas, um dos grandes diferenciais que me chamou a atenção quando o Bertazzo apresentou um primeiro tratamento do roteiro, sabe?
So to complement what he really liked a lot about the script, the story, was the reality that Anne in the movie, she is really well received by her family, by her father, and you see that there is harmony between the two. Because in normal life, here at least in Brazil, transgender people are generally expulsed from their family. They are, left alone to survive in any way that's possible, and that also contributes for the fact that their life expectancy is extremely short here in Brazil. It's 35 years of age. And so this movie permits to a wide variety of people to see that it's absolutely possible that love permeates in any kind of situation.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
E também one more thing to finish my thought. E também porque queríamos fazer um filme, eu achava que era possível fazer um filme que fosse inspiracional, que servisse de inspiração para outras adolescentes e outros adolescentes trans que se reconhecessem como heroínas e como heróis e não como vítimas. Então acho que esse é um grande diferencial desse filme. Quando o Bertazzo me apresentou, eu falei, que legal, vamos contar essa história para inspirar outras adolescentes trans a se sentirem reconhecidos dentro desse local, se sentirem incluídos.
So to finish, what really struck him in the script was the fact that Anne in the movie is not necessarily a victim. She's a heroine. She's like a goddess in the movie. Not whereas in most transgender films, the transgender is always a victim, and here no, she outspeaks. She defends herself. She lives like a normal person, may I say. And another thing that Gilles said is that the great thing about the script and this movie is that it's almost a family movie. Let's say it's going to be. It's in the hope of lots of people seeing that it's absolutely possible for transgenders to live in harmony with their families and happily.
Yeah. Well, one thing that Gilles mentioned a little bit earlier was the idea of it's really about a girl wanting to have her first kiss. And that's one of the things that I really loved about the film is that, there's some universality that everybody goes through in high school. Wanting to find your first kiss, having that crush that isn't reciprocated, having to go to a new school and not fitting in, trying to find a group of friends who understand you. Those are all things that everybody can associate with. And I think that really does say to people like, look, people who are transgender are just like you. And then they also have other things that they're dealing with too. So I would love to talk a little bit about how Anne got involved in the film, because it seems like she is such an amazing part of this film. It's like, it would be unbelievable to think that there was a version of this film that she maybe wasn't attached to yet, you know, like it seemed like maybe like she had, like this had to be birthed for her or something, but I'm sure that's not true. So can you tell me about how you found her? And Anne, can you talk a little bit about, you know, when you read the script and what you felt about it?
Okay. I'm gonna answer in Portuguese too, and I'll let my dad translate that. So it's up to you, Dad.
I think you should try, daughter.
Então,
your English is very good.
No, my English is not that good. My English is not that
You
good.
went to great schools. Come on, thanks to me, you went to great schools.
All that perfume money put you through good schools.
Yes, yes.
Então, ele teve casting, um post na internet, no Facebook, que estavam procurando atrizes trans jovens para interpretar uma personagem trans. E isso de começo já é muito bom, porque não era uma pessoa cis para interpretar uma pessoa trans. E para complementar, para deixar uma resposta curta para o meu dad traduzir,
I'm taking notes.
O Gil e o Bertazzo sempre me deixaram muito confortável no roteiro, desde a primeira lida até a última versão do roteiro, porque eles tinham a visão cisgênera da transexualidade, a visão deles, no caso, uma visão não trans. E quando eu cheguei lá, eu pude complementar com a visão minha de coisas que eu passei, de coisas que pessoas trans passaram. E eles sempre me deixaram muito aberta para fazer mudanças no roteiro, de coisas que eu podia incrementar e deixar melhor, para ter uma visão melhor da transexualidade.
So, one day she saw an ad, she saw a post where they were looking for a real transgender actress, and not because many times transgender actors are not really transgender. So this time they really wanted a real transgender actress. And they quickly got into contact, Gilles and Bertazzo. They did some casting via internet, and they fell in love with her, and they quickly got together to talk about the project. And what Anne said is that what for her was fantastic is that Gilles and Bertazzo let her be as free as possible to include what it was like to be a trans. She taught a lot of, she gave a lot of information to Gilles and Bertazzo about what it's like, the life of a transgender. And they, in exchange, permitted her to act very freely and to add certain things that were, you know, part of her life to make it as real as possible.
Wonderful. Luis or Gilles, what's something that's in the film that could only have been in the film because Anne brought it?
I have one. When in the part of movie that the Bruno said to her, you not look like a transgender, and I know that it's not a good thing to ask, to talk, but I not why. So I asked to Anne, and she said that speech in the movie. She said, and I wrote as soon as possible in my script.
That's funny that you say that, because that is a moment that I was like, yes, that was perfect. It was a perfect response. So good work to both of you on that. Emmanuel, I feel like we're putting you to work. So I want to give you some. Okay. I want to give you something for yourself to answer. Tell me a little bit about what it's like to play father to Anne on screen, and you know you have to carry a lot of weight, being both the sort of moral authority, the cheerleader, but also you have to kind of keep her head in the real world, and sometimes you kind of have to slow the brakes on her a little bit. It's a very
Sure.
delicate situation, and it's especially interesting. I guess I didn't make the connection until I watched it the second time, but your character's name is Jean Genet, so she was named after you.
Yeah.
And and that for me, actually, I'll just be honest, it's a very personal thing for me because I was actually originally named after my father and had to take a different name. And so that is, it's a very interesting situation where she has taken a different name, and yet, so you're reminded of that every single day. I mean, talk a little bit about that relationship, which is really complicated.
I think I'll simplify your answer. When I read the script, I immediately fell in love with the character, exactly for those reasons. Because in this, my character is a welcoming father, a helping father, at the same time a demanding father, but present, helping, loving, basically any kind. I think it's I don't want to say it's the definition of the perfect father, but not far, not far. And whether the child is transgender or not, I'm sure the child would be very happy to have a father like that. And so it's even better for Anne, who is a transgender, and to show the world that a loving father can help their children just in any normal way.
There was a part of me that assumed you were going to respond in Portuguese and then translate for yourself. Just so you know, I'm
posso, se você quiser.
Just so you know, I'm dropping all these wonderful comments in the chat box so you guys can see it. You have lots of just glowing love here from the audience watching in the chat room. So I wanted to make sure you got to see that. One thing that I would really love to talk about with Gilles is the style of the film, because I think what sets this film apart from many other films, and pretty much any film that we had in the festival this year, is the tremendous use of the capabilities of film, with all the sort of hand-drawn animation that occurs, overlay, and then the use of music. Like it's almost it's scored with popular music, but it really touches into her own kind of you dive right into her heart with the music. I feel like the score, it's her score is pop music, because of course it's not going to be some piano score or something like that. It's pop music, right? and she gets such a tremendous ability to talk to the audience through these video logs, and those are super stylized. So can you talk about when that became part of the film, and when you did what you decided, why you decided, okay, this is a thing that needs to be outlined, this is a thing I'm going to add to that sort of those decisions.
I'll ask in Portuguese first, and Manu will translate. Primeiro, é muito importante que ela fosse, já que a história é uma história contemporânea, que ela fosse uma blogueira, né? Que é o sonho hoje de todo adolescente, que é fazer um vlog, ter o seu canal e se comunicar com o público. Eu vou falando devagar, mas você vai traduzindo, daí eu vou sendo bem objetivo aqui.
He wanted the movie to be very modern and that she be a blogger.
E era importante isso no filme, porque como essa geração está consumindo e produzindo muita coisa, mas no caso de Alice era legal que ela olhasse sempre para a audiência, que ela falasse das suas inquietações, que ela falasse sobre a sua vida, sempre olhando para a audiência, quebrando a quarta parede. Então, o fato dela ser uma vlogueira, né, quando foi escrito no começo lá, Bertazzo, a gente trocou ideia e depois a Anis ajudou a gente a escrever isso, até porque ela tinha um canal na internet. Isso nos ajudou a criar uma narrativa mais fluida, né, que dialogava com essa geração que está consumindo isso de uma maneira muito rápida e instantânea.
Anne, in reality, has a blog, and that permitted Gilles and Bertazzo to use this idea. And because what they really wanted, they wanted Anne to look into the eye of the people, of the spectator, and share her emotions, share what she's going through with everybody else, in a very young and generational way of today. I mean, it's extremely modern. This movie, in a sense, with all the technique that they use. Yeah.
E ao mesmo tempo em que ela quebra a quarta parede, em que ela está o tempo todo olhando para a plateia, né, o tempo todo olhando para a câmera ou dialogando com a câmera, é uma maneira da gente também trazer mais para a audiência mais intimidade, se sentir mais íntima da personagem e das questões relativas à transgeneridade da personagem, para que a gente compreenda a partir desse olhar, olho no olho, né?
Talking to the public is a way of bringing the public from outside to inside of yourself, and of sharing your problems, your life with other people, and vice versa. And also, like he was showing, by looking at each other eye to eye, basically through the camera.
How about in relação... Sorry,
no, please.
Sorry. No, I complete with the music, the sound,
Yes.
the music. Sobre as músicas, desde o começo me pareceu que é um filme musical, né? Na primeira versão do roteiro era para ser um musical, só que como a gente não tinha dinheiro para fazer um musical do jeito que a gente gostaria, nós trouxemos a música para fazer parte da trilha sonora e escolhemos grandes artistas, inclusive compositoras trans, artistas trans, para fazer parte desse repertório, para trazer essa energia, já que é um filme jovial, dialoga com o público jovem, que está sempre ouvindo música. Era natural que fosse um filme que tivesse muita trilha sonora, muita música pop, né?
They originally thought of making this movie as a musical, and rapidly they changed their ideas, but they included a lot of composers who are themselves trans in the movie. They wanted the movie to be very popular, and yeah, that's basically it.
What about the choices to, like, when things were drawn, like when somebody was outlined, or, you know, sparkles flying off? What was the when did you make that choice, and then why? Like, not why did you do it, but why in that moment did she sparkle?
Na edição, quando a gente tinha o filme pronto, a gente percebeu que era possível trazer também a linguagem, essa linguagem gráfica, porque dialoga também com esse momento que nós vivemos hoje, de estarmos o tempo todo fazendo imagens, interferindo na imagem, e era natural que essa intervenção também acontecesse no filme. Traduza, faz favor, mas não queria continuar.
During the phase of editing, they realized that there was these moments that they wanted to highlight, and they just, for them, the idea came because we're always jotting down, you know, on pieces of paper ideas, you know, thoughts, and making little drawings, and that kind of communication came out, and they decided to include it into the movie, into the important parts.
Wonderful. So this is a question for anybody who can answer it. Being from America, I probably am missing a reference, but like during her vlog, she keeps cutting to this like woman who's like laughing or dancing, or is that some sort of Brazilian pop star or celebrity that I don't know? Because I feel like I'm missing out on a joke.
It's a Gretchen. She's a Brazilian meme here. She's
Okay.
she's a singer and a dancer. She's famous from years ago, and she's still famous today. So it's a meme here.
Okay,
And
good.
she have a transgender son.
She has a transgender son.
Oh, great, great. Okay.
Our
and-
chair.
Hmm?
Our share.
And have you talked about this movie with other people who are transgender? And if so, what has their response been, and especially to your performance?
I have won the prize. I don't know if it is prize in English.
Prize, yeah.
Yep.
Prize. Okay. So I have won the prize of Best Actress twice here in Brazil. And one of the festivals that I have won, it's one of the oldest festival here in Brazil. So it's a very important thing here. And there is a story that in São Paulo, in a cinema festival that we went in São Paulo, the ONG Moms of Diversity here in Brazil bring their children, LGBT children, to the movie, to see the movie. And after the movie, a little girl, transgender, came to talk to me, crying, say that she loved the movie, she loved me, and the movie was the best thing that she saw. So it's a very representative thing to the transgender community here. But the movie yet is not available in the cinema. So we only the movie only passed in festivals. So we don't have a lot of views to the movie yet. So we don't know how it's gonna be when the movie premiere.
Yes, and it's in September, right? And it'll come out on VOD in Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Luis, I know that right now Brazil is undergoing what we're undergoing here in America, with a little bit of a more oppressive regime, a president who is not as supportive of the LGBT population as maybe in past years. This seems like an interesting time to be bringing, to have this film and have it out. Are you a little worried about what the public response will be, or tell me a little bit about the atmosphere right now in Brazil?
I'm not, I think that moment, it's not the best for us, LGBT community, for sure. But I really think that our movie, it's about love. And I think that this love will, Manu, help me magnetize all the people that love this movie and want to watch this movie and want to love Anne and us. And I think I don't have any fear about that, because it's so has a lot of trouble now in Brazil that I really don't know if this movie is a problem to us. I think it's about love, and this love will transbordar.
Overflow.
Yes.
Yes.
Any sense?
We are hopeful that is the case, and we really want. I have to echo what Jim Brunzell, our artistic director, wrote. That we really hope that this film finds a huge worldwide audience. It's a beautiful film, and I do have one thing that I have to tell you right now, because I know that you know that this film was up for our jury prize, and actually our jury is already met, and so it's my great honor to be able to tell you that you have won the narrative jury prize.
Oh my God!
Congratulations, Bertazzo. Yes.
Eu não entendi o que foi.
So
ganhou o prêmio de narrativa.
Oh, thank you. I can't believe it.
Delayed reaction after the translation.
Oh my God, I'm so happy. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I'm honored.
it's such a beautiful film. You are all so talented, and you are beautiful and talented and amazing, and I just have to thank you guys for making this film again. It's such a special film, and I'm so glad that we could bring it to Austin for our audience. And I'm so sad that it's coronavirus and we couldn't bring you all there, because that would really be amazing. We could all go out drinking tonight. But instead we just have to celebrate on our own, and we're very proud of you, and we're very proud to have this film as part of our festival this year. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim, and all the crew, the festival crew that receive us with very love, and all the audience. Thank you so much, and thank you for this news. Amazing.
You're very welcome. And thank you, audience, for tuning into the Q&A. If you like this film, please tell everybody, because it'll be available on the aGLIFF platform for the next week until the end of the festival. So with that, I guess we'll say goodbye to the audience, and I'll hit the button that stops the stream.
Bye-bye.
Okay, goodbye.
Follow us.
Love, 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 love.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.